welcome back to another fabulous Nanowrimo channel. I'm Jake from Jake's Books Corner, and today we are starting my last book reading vlog thing. This is either planned to go up on the 31st or the 1st of January. I'm not entirely sure, but this is the final book I read in 2023. Kind of. Technically, when I read Beach Read, that was actually my first read of the year. In order for this to go up on time, I'm reading up a lot of other things in between, and I gotta just make sure that I finish it before the 31st, right? And I'm gonna do the same thing with my first read of next year, whatever book I choose. And I think we're gonna try to tie them together like I did this year. The first book I read in the beginning of 2022 was Beach Read. It was a 5-star read, and so I, after talking to a few friends, picked up Book Lovers by Emily Henry, which is her newest release. I skipped her middle release. I do want to mention she has like a ton of YA stuff. We're talking about her adult romances here. This came out in May, pretty sure it was May, April 27th. I want to come in here and just tell you my first initial thoughts and opinions on it. It's Christmas today, so Merry Christmas if you celebrate. And I'm going to try to read it over the next like 6 or 7 days, while reading other things like in between. I'm gonna read like 100 pages here or there, maybe 50 pages here or there, just to try to kind of spread it out a little bit. And I'm gonna update you with non-swirly thoughts in hand as we make our way through the book. Hopefully a few different locations and stuff, and then I'll come in with an outro describing my final thoughts and opinion is the way this vlog is gonna work. Let's talk about Book Lovers by Emily Henry. This follows our two main characters. So we have Nora Stefan, and her love interest is going to be Charlie. Interesting. I wasn't expecting Charlie. There's a prologue to this book, and that's all I've read. I read a little bit of it first. Oh yeah, no, it's Charlie, okay. Nora is someone, she's a scouter for her books, she's an editor, and then she goes out and she sells them, an agent. That's what I was looking for. And then Charlie is someone who owns, I'm assuming, some sort of publishing, because the opening is her trying to sell this romance type of novel to him, and he says he hates it, and she declares she's never going to work with him again, because she seems more like a free agent type of deal, at least in the first little section that I read. And then it jumps 2 years later after the book is massively popular, sold to a different company, and now is getting like movie rights, or the movie came out, and she's about to go on a vacation with her sister, who is about to have a child. From what I understand about Book Lovers, is that it's not initially like a clear romance, it's more about a bond between two sisters, which just intrigued me, for sure. I did love Beach Read, and I was told if I love Beach Read, I'll probably love Book Lovers. Without further ado, I will update you when I want. Maybe I'll update you like 25% in, and we'll do like 25% in check-ins. When I get 25%, we'll come back and check. I want to come here and update my last book of the year vlog. I kept this up until like 6 different days, you're welcome. And so we should be finishing on New Year's. I did read the first chunk. We're on chapter 6, which is 6 pages into Beach Read. I have some thoughts and opinions on Beach Read. It is a romance so far. It's a very slow burn romance. It's still between her and Charlie, and the thing that I just don't think Emily Henry can write is an enemies to lovers, rivals type of situation. And I don't even know if this is what it's presented as, because they're already flirting. They started flirting as soon as they started emailing back and forth with one another. She saw him at this place, this town that they went to. The book that she got published, they're going to the town. It was the plan. And so she's having to do all these things like Gilmore Girls or whatever would do without her sister, because her sister can't do them. And that's like a very big plot point of the book so far. And then she sees Charlie and she texts him, oh, I have this book about like the thing about a creature falling in love or whatever. And he's like, ooh, do you text? And she's like, well, I guess I do have like this erotica about like Bigfoot or something along those lines. And she sends him the link, and so they've been like emailing back and forth with one another without knowing that they're in the same place. I think they officially now know. Yeah. They just ran into each other. They had their meet cute moment. The prologue takes place with them, obviously, and they're sharing books back and forth, which is what I'm assuming the point of this is. I'm curious to see what the overarching themes here. Once again, I knew that it was very sister-driven, just based on some other reviews that I've read. I mean, that is very much near the case here. It is very sister-driven, at least in the first 80 pages. I'm curious to see where the story's going. I like Julia Lewin's narrating, and I think Emily Henry can write a good dialogue. I don't know how much I like having a third party here as well. Like with Augustus in January and Beatrice, not to compare the two, it was just them the entire way through. For the most part, there was a few other side characters, but not a character running around specifically with our main character. And I think that makes a big difference in like the actual plotting and seeing how romantic it can get. Because Nora has her sister. I'll let you know when romance does start to happen. Is that a spoiler? I guess that's probably a spoiler. I'll keep you updated with the plot, but without spoilers. Hello, I'm coming in here. Sorry for the weird glare. I don't even know if it's like actually on the camera or if it's just on my screen. But either way, we're here to update you guys on Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I'm running out of spaces to update you guys. Book Lovers is an interesting state for me personally. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I don't think it's bad. I think it's probably like around the 3.5 so far on rating scale. I tend to give those types and updates. I can't really tell you so much more about the plot because, like I said, I'm trying to do this in a non-spoilery fashion. They are being thrown together in a random hijinks of coinkadinks. I'd also like to mention that there was a development on Charlie's side that was very interesting and did not see coming, so that was rewarding and refreshing. Now, Nora, on the other hand, is probably like one of my more least favorite characters I've read from this year, only because she's more unhinged than I tend to like my main character, especially in a romance. They have gone through 1 or 2, maybe even 3 steamy scenes by now, 200 pages in. Not gonna say which number. I just don't think it makes sense for the character and or the type of space that she's in. Now, technically in the beginning of this book, she is thrown for a roller coaster of a ride from an author that she's very close with, that she deals a lot with, writing a story that's very similar to Would Stay Home. That right there is kind of like the whole ricochet of the entire novel, so I don't really even think it's probably a spoiler or anything I don't think I touched on in the first book. Yeah, there's some other stuff going on with family, home details with her sister and things. I can't really talk about Libby as a character at all because she's both extremely present in the story but also non-existent as a side character, so I don't really like the writing of it. And I think for Emily Henry's sake, I would probably just focus on the 2 love interests and not bring in a third party, because I think the third party just ends up getting fallen to the side. Because I disagree with the people who keep saying this is not a romance. This is heavily a romance in my opinion. It's just not my favorite romance I've read so far. Now, if I remember correctly, Beach Read, I felt the same way over a year ago now, or almost a year ago now. So we have 170 pages left, and I'm hoping the last bit of this book dazzles me. I truly have no idea where this could go. No idea. So I'm really in for like a fun little ride, but I'm curious to see it. Doesn't matter. I will update you guys. I'm halfway through now. I'll update you guys, try to update you guys tomorrow. Maybe 1 or 2 more check-ins before we close out the vlog. So far, it's working for me, but it's not like a slam dunk. It sucks, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Another angle, another day, another update. This is gonna be our second to last update. I think I'm gonna finish the book tomorrow and I will update it. I read all the way up to chapter 23 today. And let's put this on page. Where I'm at currently, we've had a second love interest come into the picture and walk out of the picture without any spoilers. Could be not completely gone, in all fairness. We also started an interesting development to our relationship. And that's all I can really tell you. I'm liking it. It's getting on the more serious track of things, which I would say is pretty common for the second half of an Emily Henry book so far. At least her adult romances, that seems to be the vibe. So, essentially all I can tell you is that tomorrow I'll come in with a final check-in with the last like 150 pages I will read tomorrow, and I'll come in and I'll be like, guys, this is my thoughts and opinions on this vlog. Hello, welcome to my living room. My parents are sleeping. People are sleeping downstairs. I'm a little quiet, that's the reason why. That's our Christmas tree. I normally film something in front of the Christmas tree before we take it down. I didn't film my Christmas haul like I usually do and stuff this year, so we're finishing out this vlog. Book Lovers by Emily Henry ended pretty strongly. I didn't cry, so I can't give it brownie points for that. So I don't think it's a 5, which does kind of suck. But it's not like a low 4. I think it's more like a 4.5 when retrospect thinking. I had some big thoughts and takeaways, such as the ending is one of my more favorite endings. A lot of people probably wouldn't like the ending just because of where the couple stands, but I really liked it. I thought it was extremely realistic. It made a lot of sense. I think the epilogue and the last chapter before the epilogue took everything for a muck, in my opinion. And I understand, I just think there should have been more time in between the two to really make it stand out. I like how the epilogue is written in second person. It made me want to write a companion series of best friends in a small town like Gilmore Girls, where they have town meetings and shit like that. It sounds really cute and fun, and so maybe I'll do that. That being said, this is a 4.5 stars. My brain was set 4.75 stars, but I don't feel that confident about that answer. I really like the relationship between her and her sister. It made me really do a lot of reflection. I almost felt like I learned some things about loss of a parent I've never really reflected on before while reading a book, and that alone makes it a 4.5 due to the strong conversation of losing a parent, or in the space of losing a parent, depending on how you look at it. And yeah, so that ends this vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, okay, I'm gonna be doing another of these vlogs very soon, as we are very close to the new year, and so whatever my first book of the year is, I will be vlogging as well. And it's very exciting and scary. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you guys' final book of the year is, and I'll tell you guys all next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.